Ball for our watch along today. It's Southampton versus Everton, and I've got to say I'm very excited about this game. I wouldn't have thought at the start of the season that I would be doing a Southampton versus Everton game, but I think that this is absolutely this is just exactly the sort of game I want to be watching at the moment, because I feel that Everton are top of the league, of course. Everton are top of the league. That's a big reason to watch it. But, I mean, if they were to win today, and I think this is a huge game for Everton in relation to what they're looking to achieve and how they're going to achieve it. Because if they can win here today, then I think it sends out exactly the right sort of message that they can be contenders this season. And it's not easy to do that. It's not going to be easy for them to win today. But I hope that they can do. And look, the interesting thing is that I really wanted to get up here, and I will get it up now, is the team news, of course, but also the league position of Everton. Because if they were to win this game, and I don't want to take anything away from Southampton. Look, Danny Ings has been fantastic for them in recent times. Of course he has. But James starting as well is a big thing for Everton. And I think that you know, it's going to be an interesting game to watch. I do think that Everton have obviously top of the league at the moment with 13 points. They're currently 6 points ahead of Manchester United, having played the same amount of games, because we've played 5 and they've played 5. So they're 6 points clear of United at the moment. They could go 9 points clear of United. They're level on points with Liverpool, but obviously Liverpool have played a game in hand. So big test for Everton today, and what they intend to do. But as we confirmed, James Rodriguez does start for Everton. Pickford in goal. Don't ask. I don't know why they pick him. I don't know why England picks him. Pickford, Godfrey, Mina, Keane and Digne as the back four. Decore, Allen, Sigurdsson, Richarlison. Start again. Their midfield three is Decore, Allen and Sigurdsson, with Rodriguez, Iwobi and Calvert-Lewin. Obviously no Richarlison today. He's not playing. And they've got Delph, Bernard, Andre Gomez is on the bench. That's the player that's dropped out, that's not been playing that has been playing lately. Everton's problem is going to be squad depth, and you know the struggle, the worry was that James Rodriguez would not play today. He is playing, and Calvert-Lewin is playing. Calvert-Lewin is my fantasy Premier League captain, by the way. So there is a fancy, and there's an FPL reason I want this to go well for Everton today. But Southampton: McCarthy, Walker-Peters, Bednarek, Vestergaard, Bertrand, and then Armstrong, Ward-Prowse, Romu, Redmond, Adams and Ings. And that is a team that will fancy their chances against against Everton. There's no doubt about that. But looking forward to watch it. I'm a big fan of James Rodriguez, as everybody will know. And I think that it's a hard game to predict, this one. I think there's going to be goals. I'm actually going to go 2-2. But look, if Everton win, they've got United to play in a couple of weeks at Goodison. And their season goes from strength to strength. Of course, Everton not hindered by any European football as well. No Europa League on a Thursday. Obviously no Champions League either. So real opportunity for Everton today to show and set their stall out about what they're all about. Show us your FPL team, says Ang. I will do in a moment. And he said it again. Ings to score, I reckon, says James Berryman. And James Wand of a left foot, says Advalth. He was the original Wand of a left foot. And it's Romu, not Romo, says Chief Leaf Gamer. I really couldn't give a shite, to be honest. And your FPL score right now, says Ishan. I'll tell you what, I'll get it up for you, because life is too short to not. I've got to put my hands up. If you follow me on Twitter, at Mark Goldbridge, I did say this on Friday night. I haven't played Fantasy Premier League for a few years, so I'm back playing it. But I always used to pick my team for Fantasy Premier League at about 11 o'clock on a Saturday. I always did that. Obviously, there's Friday night fucking football, isn't it? Sorry for swearing. There's Friday night football. So that completely screwed me over, because I don't do my Fantasy Premier League team on a Friday. So it did me over big time. So Bamford is on my bench. I'm not so sure he would have been in my starting lineup, actually. I'm not going to pretend that he would have been. But that's my team then. So I've got 10 points. Woo! But Patricio's got to play. Luke Shaw got me 5 points. Tierney and Cody as my 3. Rodriguez will play, of course. I've got Son. Fernandez only got me 3 points. Werner only got me 2 points. So I need a James Rodriguez and Calvert-Lewin masterclass, really, and a Wolves win with a clean sheet. Otherwise, I am not going to have a very good week, as you can see. But 10 points for me at the moment, and the average points are 19. So that's not good, is it? So where are people getting their bloody points from? Bamford. And look, as you can see, Bamford's on my bench with 17 points, and he's not even my first sub. So the chances of me getting Bamford in this team are very, very, very limited indeed, which is a shame. But you know, you live and learn. You live and learn, and I didn't learn my lesson on that one, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my fantasy Premier League side, as you can see. Obviously I didn't do the El Clasico watch along. Was it a Clasico? Do you reckon Calvert-Lewin will be as prolific as Lukaku was for Everton now that Ancelotti is in charge? Says Ryan Curley. Well, the thing is, he's been very prolific anyway at Everton. I remember looking at United playing Everton last season, and I remember, I think Richarlison, or however you say it, and Calvert-Lewin, they're for their age group, I think under 22 at the time, maybe. They're two of the most prolific players in the league, and for their age group in relation to goals to games under 22. So, yeah. I wasn't frozen, I was just on the wrong screen. So what's your score predictions, everybody? I'm not doing Arsenal-Leicester watch-along Wrestle India for two reasons, really. I'll begrudgingly pay 15 quid to watch United. I'm not paying 15 quid to watch Arsenal play Leicester. This is where I kick in. This is where I kick in big time. I think this is a disgrace. I think the £15 thing is a disgrace anyway, but I am not paying 15 quid to watch Arsenal-Leicester. And to be honest with you, I could keep an eye on it on a stream, but it's never the same, is it? So, and also got the 8 o'clock show on the United Stand with Kev, Beth and Ricky. So, no, I'm not. I didn't even consider that. I'm going to do Spurs-Burnley tomorrow night. And, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Lucas Pro 123 says 4-1 Everton. Abdewar says 2-1 Everton. 4-2 Everton, says Irishman. A lot of people going Everton win. Minia says 2-2 draw, which is what I said. King Gvita says 3-2 Everton. I've got some exciting news. I've just remembered I've got some exciting news, and I can't remember how I'm going to tell you this. Well, I'm going to use my mouth. That's what I tend to use to tell news, but I need to get my phone. This is I wish I'd remember. This is just me. I just go live. I don't plan anything. So let me get myself back up. So, the exciting news is, this could be a historic day for the channel, because if I get this working, everything's really slow today. Really slow. I can't wait to get my new laptop. This is shit. This is shit. Oh, I'm back now. Anyway, my exciting news is this. Get off my... Stop sending me messages, tit. Yes, we are. This is going to get you excited. It probably won't do. But my exciting news is this. We are currently on 249,903 subscribers. Meaning we are 97 subscribers away from a quarter of a million subscribers on this channel. Which... I didn't even think we'd get to 200,000 this year. So we could hit 250,000 before November. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. And we will subscribe and we can hit it. James Hoare says, what camera do you have? If you tell me why you want to know, I might answer the question. So we could hit 250,000 subscribers today on the channel. So please subscribe, have it in mind, and share the video, and let's see if we can do it while we're live. Faisal says, my wife loves you, Mark. I'm not normally popular with the women in relation to this. It's a very male-orientated world, but there you go. Noel Gallagher tweeted about me. He doesn't even have a Twitter, does he? Anyway, we've kicked off here. Timer should be on screen. It is, and who do I want to win? You know what? It's actually really... I don't think there would be many... Well, actually, I'll tell a lie. If we've got any Man United fans watching, or Arsenal fans watching, or Chelsea fans watching, are you like me? Do you want Everton to win, even though they get further away from you? Or are you already thinking we need Everton to drop points? Because I'm not. I think that I want Everton to win, I think. I do. I think I want Everton to win. Who would you rather sign for United, Richarlison or Calvert-Lewin, says you in black? That's a good one. That's a good either or. I would say to me, I would say that I would prefer... I don't know. Calvert-Lewin would be good for United as an out-and-out striker. But I think that I would probably go with... Richarlison's a better... you know what, actually, I think United need an out-and-out striker. So I think I would go with Calvert-Lewin. But I think it's a good question. Who would you rather have at your club? Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison? So an early free kick here for Southampton. And they'll get to bend it in towards the goal, which Ward-Prowse does. And it's a good header there. Good header away by Keane, Michael Keane. Mark, can we get a Willie reveal? Says Rossi United. Oh my God. They're saying, I don't know. It's Sunday as well. On a Sunday. On a Sunday, you're asking stuff like that. Sunday's not a day for that sort of thing. Anyway, it's not. No day is a day for that sort of thing. But it's a corner here for Southampton. It's been a bit of a letdown weekend, hasn't it, for the Premier League, really? Sheffield United nearly got something out of Liverpool yesterday, but nearly's not actually it, is it? Obviously, United dropped points as well, but City dropping points. I think Arsenal will beat Leicester later, but yeah, I just think football's so reactionary now, isn't it? And I know I sound like a massive hypocrite because I obviously do United stand and you know, we're sat here watching a football game now, and I do realise that any fan is going to have heat of the moment thoughts, but I find it embarrassing I found it embarrassing last night how many United fans were going get rid of Ollie, and yet I guarantee on Tuesday night they were there celebrating like everybody. And I think, well, how do you change that quickly? How do you celebrate a great performance and then a few days later, because we draw 0-0 and he picks Dan James, you're Ollie out? It's like, you know, realistically, I know people who were Ollie out even though we beat PSG. They were like, I don't care, I still think he needs to go. I respect that, but it's the flip-floppy stuff, isn't it? And I think that's the thing that embarrasses me. Rossi says, I'm only joking. When are we getting a Halloween theme going for Goldbridge? Love you, mate. Or you know what? You are going to get a Halloween. I've ordered my outfit. I'm not even going to do spoilers for this because you're getting it. I've ordered my outfit and I'm doing Cooking for Goldbridge Halloween special this week. I'm even thinking about getting Drawty to do me some After Effects and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got a Halloween recipe and I've got a Halloween outfit, and it's going to go out on Thursday. I'm really excited about it. And actually, you know what? I was really struggling for a Halloween recipe because it's all like spider chocolate cake. It's a chocolate cake with some bloody spiders on top, not real ones. That'd be foul. Or blood punch. Yeah, basically it's cherryade or you know, mud and guts. It's crushed up chocolate and jelly. And I was like, this is too novelty for me. I want to do something that my viewers can eat and enjoy, not just for Halloween, but for bonfire night, for Christmas, for a nice cold autumn night. So, but it has got a very Halloween theme to it. You'll see on Thursday, and you'll see my outfit. Halloween Bridge, says Ray's he's at. Anyway, Southampton have started off quite well in this game. Here's Redmond down the left-hand side. I remember I said 2-2. I think we're going to get goals. And I think Everton will miss Richarlison, who will also miss the United game. Will he not? 3-match ban? Good work by Calvert-Lewin. Here's James. Oh, he's lost it. It's a good fast start from both of these teams. Oh, lovely by Decore. He should have slipped Iwobi in there. He does get it to Iwobi. Iwobi in the box. Sigurdsson. Digne. Iwobi with the cross. And the keeper's got it. Okay. Is the Halloween theme going to be Lord of the Rings, Dwarfy Devil, Sandalf, and Mark Goldbridge? Ha ha ha. Well done, Luke. Well done. Very good. It's not a pumpkin pie. I have made a pumpkin pie in the past. I've got to say it's one of the most disappointing pies I've ever made. Lots and lots of effort for not lots and lots of taste. Fair play to people who like a good pumpkin pie. Not for me. No career mode today, Lewis. No, sorry. I was looking to do it, but I just decided I just wanted to do a watch along. I enjoy doing the watch alongs, and I just wanted to do a game. And I thought, you know what I always say about the watch alongs is I will do live streams of games I'm going to watch. And I saw this last night, and I was like, I'm actually going to watch Everton Southampton, so why not do a live stream? But Everton on the break here with Ings. Sunday, 8th of November would be good for another live throughout the day for charity. Get Leicester, Wolves, then after City, Liverpool to keep you going, says the Watcher. Yeah, I am doing a charity stream, the Watcher, but I'm going to do it the weekend after on the international break because I actually want to raise money. So I don't want it to be, I'm just staying live to watch matches. I will got loads of stuff planned without football. So a lot of gaming and things like that. Gaming. Not gay men. Although they are very welcome. It's just not my cup of tea. But I'd have a cup of tea with them. There's no doubt about that. And they're very welcome on my charity stream. But it won't be anything X-rated. But anyway, yeah. So it's going to be the weekend after. So this is the 14th. I'm going to do a charity stream. Like I do every year. I think over 2 years we've raised over 20 grand. Obviously we raised 20 grand this year for the NHS as well. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Raising a bit of money for charity. In a very difficult year, I think it's more important than ever to support the charity that I'm going to do, which is nothing to do with the NHS. It's to do with every other charity that hasn't stopped existing because of COVID. So, we've got nearly 5,000 watching. Please keep sharing the video and subscribing if you're new. We're closing in on... We're going for 250,000 subscribers today. And we're only 30 off. We're only 30 subscribers away from 250,000, which is an amazing achievement for this channel. I'm so proud of it. I'm not going to bullshit you and say I'm more proud of this than United Stand, because that would be bullshit. But I am very proud of this channel because it really is just something I set up to do watch-alongs of games that aren't United and FIFA. And I really do enjoy it. It's like it's my football therapy channel, really, where I just sit and watch the games that are not Manchester United games, and everybody is welcome, and we do either or, we chat about other stuff, and whilst watching the game, which isn't the team that we necessarily support, so there's a lot of off football chat going on. If you've got any topics, get them in. Here comes Godfrey down the right hand side. It's a decent-ish cross. Calvert-Lewin, oh no, it's Iwobi, he hits it, oh, and it's deflected for a corner. I thought that was going in. I thought it was going in. Mark Goldbridge MBE, says Ristal India. Well, no, Marcus deserves his. He's done a lot more than I ever could. Hi, Mark. What do you make of Everton's away kit, says Jordan Such. Do we like it? Do we like it? Do we like the Everton away kit? Decore. That will go for... Oh, no, it's going to stay in. There's a lot of kits like this. It's a bit like Liverpool's kit, isn't it? Is it not a little bit too like... a Liverpool's kit? It's one of those sort of bottom of a swimming pool colours, isn't it? Aqua. Makes me think of mint. What's your truthful opinion on Burnley, says Chris P. Well, I'm going to watch Burnley for the first time tomorrow night. I didn't realise until we did the Premier League show on the United Stand on Friday how they only have got 1 point. Burnley, to me, are always that team that's floating around the middle of the table. You just can't... A bit like a turd. You just can't flush it. They're not going to go down. But then they haven't really supported Sean Dyche this season. And, maybe they're going to be... It's a good time for Southampton. It's a good time for Spurs to play them, actually. We're doing the watch-along of that tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I'm looking forward to that because... I think Spurs have got an opportunity, if they can find some consistency, to really do well in the league this season. And, Mourinho, he knows how to manage a side if he can get them playing well. So here's Ings for Southampton on the edge of the box, pushes it out wide to Armstrong. And Everton have pushed them back there. Good. I think it's been a good sort of first 10 minutes, this. It's a real test for Everton as to their credentials, as to how good they can do this season. Is your room a man cave? Because that desk is really grand. Where did you order it from and how did you get it in the room? Says Jack Maskell. Sarcasm will get you nowhere, Jack. Good cross. Should be 1-0. Oh, he's put it wide. It's the English Nathan Redmond. He is the English Nathan Redmond. It's the English Eden Hazard. And he's put it wide. Lovely little play by Ings. Feeds it into Bertrand. The cutback cross to Redmond. And he puts it wide. And then there's a sliding foot, I think, of... Who is it? It's Shea Adams. And he just can't reach it. It could have been 1-0 there. Could have been 1-0. Yeah, we're on the road to 250,000 subscribers today. Who'd have thought we'd be doing it on a Southampton-Everton watch-along? But the watcher says we've hit it. So subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. 250k, I think we've hit it. So let's have a look. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We've smashed through it. Well done, everybody. Well done. We did that much quicker than I thought we were going to do. So thanks for subscribing. Rodriguez with a lovely ball out to Iwobi. I'll come back to that in a minute. But here's Iwobi going into the box. He's got Dinho on the overlap. He's another one of those players who holds on to the ball too long. He's a typical inconsistent winger, Iwobi, isn't he? It's like it's the Dan James effect. It's the football intelligence. They've got speed and they've got skill, but they haven't got football intelligence to lay the ball off to James Rodriguez on the edge of the box there. But it's a corner, and we know James Rodriguez can deliver a good corner. And he's not even going to take the corner. It's Sigurdsson. So there we go. Sigurdsson with the cross. It's a decent one. Southampton clear it. They have got good height in there. They've got an absolute monster in there, haven't they? So Iwobi again. He's done that twice. What's he bloody doing? I mean, look, he'll love himself here because he's took on loads of players. Sigurdsson, cross. Oh, cleared. I mean, he actually worked a good situation there, but there was an easier pass. You've expended energy. Good recovery there from Godfrey, and it's back with Pickford. Yeah, Southampton have got an absolutely massive player, haven't they? Vestergaard. Looks like he has dressed up for Halloween, but it's actually just him. And anyway, let me just say, while Everton are passing the ball around at the back, massive thank you to everyone who gets involved in this channel. We have hit 250,000 subscribers, which with this channel, I have no expectations. Like, I just watch games, we have a bit of a laugh, we do a bit of FIFA on it, and everybody is welcome on it. And thanks to everyone who watches it and gets involved and who has subscribed. Bottom right hand corner to do that. But I know people come out with cliched bollocks like "couldn't do it without you" and thanks for all your support. And really, they're just thinking bollocks. I just want to grow. To me, this channel's not about that. It's just something that I do for a bit of fun, really, and I do enjoy it. I could do so much more on this channel. Like, there's so much content I could do that I just don't bother to do because I just do the simple things that I enjoy doing, which are watch-alongs and a bit of FIFA. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I really do mean it. It's totally and utterly down to you lot that the channel has grown to where it is. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Everton have got a free kick here, and it's interesting because they've got Sigurdsson on the pitch today. And I don't know whether... Is it close enough for James to have a shot? I think it is. In fact, it's a perfect place for James to have a shot. But Sigurdsson might fancy a shot as well. I would say it's to the right side of the penalty box slightly. So the right side of the D, about 5 metres. I would say this is a left footer. For 15 Brit pounds, I can travel to Hill Station in India and have a lovely weekend off instead of 1.5 hours of football on TV, says Danielle Ansari. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I'm not watching Arsenal-Leicester tonight. I'm doing United Stand at 8 o'clock. I'm not changing my plans and paying 15 quid to watch Arsenal. Anyway, good free kick position here. It might favour Sigurdsson as well. It's one of those. I don't know whether James is going to hit this. It might be Sigurdsson round the wall. Either way, is it an assist for Calvert? Well, it's not scored it yet. James is not happy with the ref because he's moved the ball slightly. I think Sigurdsson's going to hit it. It's not. It's James straight at the keeper. Are you watching the Portuguese Grand Prix, says Ishan? What time is it on? No. I've lost a lot of interest in a lot of other sports at the moment because football's just so relentless, isn't it? I'd pay 15 quid not to watch Arsenal, says Whacking. I also don't think that... sorry for my waistline there. It's a bit scruffy. I also think that it's new. It's a new one. It's from the hoodie range. I also think Arsenal will beat Leicester. So, who's Sigurdsson? I said Sigurdsson. There's a D in there. But I've enjoyed this game so far. I think it's going to be a good game. I think realistically, Everton are probably in a false position, and so are Southampton. Well, no, actually, that's really disrespectful. Everton are not in a false position, but I don't think there's a hell of a lot between Southampton and Everton, unless Everton prove otherwise. And these are the same. I remember I said this last year about Leicester when Leicester started well. It's not about what Leicester do against the top six, really, because Chelsea aren't going to beat everyone in the top five. They're bonus games. You don't want to lose them, but if you win them, they're bonus games. Your league position over a season will be dictated to by how you do in these games. So Everton's season and how good they're going to be, you've got to go and win at Southampton. Thanks, Drawty. Says $250,000. Magalo or Stevie Wonder, says Maria. I said 2-2. 2-2 was my prediction in this. And both teams just feeling each other out a bit at the moment. Just getting to know each other. A first date, you might say. They've not progressed to the bedroom yet, and it remains 0-0. Although some people do progress to the bedroom on a first date. It's the way of the world these days. In my day, it'd be called something else. Nowadays, it's just, let's get on with it. Decore started off well. Oh, it's a lovely ball by Alan. This is a lovely build-up play by Everton. I tell you what, if this leads to a goal, the build-up play from the back to the front is fantastic. Oh, when Sigurdsson hits the bar. I tell you what, if that had gone in, the build-up play from back to front, from Rodriguez to Alan, to Iwobi to Rodriguez, to Sigurdsson, if this goes in, it's a great team goal, finished by a great finish by Sigurdsson. That would have been one of the goals of the season. It's a shame it didn't go in for that reason. Sigurdsson hitting the bar. Would have been a cracking goal. Would have been a cracking goal. Aussie Kangaroo says, what's your prediction for the Arsenal game? Is Aussie Kangaroo not a little bit racist? Like, just because... Oh, it's not racist. Well, is it something-ist? Just because he's Australian, you call it you kangaroo. Is it stereotypical at least? Anyway, my prediction for the Arsenal game is that Leicester will lose 2-0. Plasting Sporting Solihull Moors colours A, says Jams. Is this Solihull Moors colours? They've got yellow on. I mean, I wouldn't count that as the yellow. Gorilla K says that Everton are going to win the league 90%. I've always called him Sigurdsson, and I'm always going to do it. So you're not going to get me to change my mind. Here we go. KDNY35 says, please practice the pronunciation of the players' names before you go live next time. How's about no? Do you want all that? Turn on your bloody Sky commentator. They won't be playing either or, but if you at least you'll get the accurate names. Ward Pros. Good cross by Ward Pros. And oh, it's cleared. Ducour trying to close him down, and Southampton pass it out quite well. There's Romy, passes it into Ward Pros. A little bit of slow play here from Southampton. And they're into the box with Shay Adams. I'm taking the piss. I'm taking the piss with some of their names on purpose, as I'm sure many of you know. Anyway, here is Ward-Prowse into Romu. And they're passing it around quite well, Southampton, at the moment. It's a very, as I say, it's quite an equal game. Oh my God, I've actually got somebody saying, Mark, it's pronounced Ward-Prowse. People are I don't know whether sarcasm exists in other countries. I think that's the problem, isn't it? Here is a cross for Southampton. Oh, cleared again. Bertrand's causing them a lot of problems down that left-hand side, but Everton at the moment just getting away with it. Southampton having a good phase of play here. I can't tell you what, it does. Most of my time I spend looking at the football pitch and the football, but when the eye doth wander to the stadia, I do get depressed. I look at all those empty seats and I think, oh my God, the reality of this fucking year, it really hits home. I've had it. I've absolutely had it up to here with COVID. It's ridiculous, isn't it? And I don't have any answers. I just have experiences of it, and it's just unbelievable. I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. Anyway, ball into Redmond. Shit shot. That's a shit shot by Nathan Edmund. Nick Hale says, did you see the video of Luke Shaw ignoring Bruno? I did. Which is why it would have been nice if Tellez had played. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I don't really understand what people's faux outrage is. Like, Tellez is injured. What are you moaning about Luke Shaw for? We know Luke Shaw's not very good going forward. He didn't make the run. Oh my God, let's have a right go at Luke Shaw. Well, who would you rather play? Brandon Williams, who's a right-footed right back that may not even be better than Championship level. So, yeah, Tellez is the player we bought to make those runs. He's not fit. You play Luke Shaw. I don't really get why that sort of a video goes viral, really, because it just exposes yourself as a bit of an idiot. Because what's the alternative? You know, we've bought a left back to make those runs. He was injured. We're playing our backup left back who doesn't make the run, and that's why we bought somebody to make the runs, and he's injured. So I don't really. I think we you know, I've seen another clip of Lindelof and Maguire played well, and it's like clips of them making interceptions, and I'm like, oh my God, these two centre backs have cost us 6 points this season with shit defending, but now because Chelsea didn't try and attack us and we kept a clean sheet, they're suddenly Baresi and Costa Curta. It's like you can manipulate anything. And it all becomes, you know, agenda. It's always about agenda. And agenda is running through football at the moment. And I've seen people today, Ollie out. And I'm like, you know, a lot of you are just saying it for the wrong reasons. There's genuine people out there who are Ollie out, and I respect it. But a lot of people, it's just like, oh, look at me, I'm saying Ollie out. And I'm like, it's just so not the time. If we win on Wednesday, everyone's going to love it again. Just wanted to commend you, Flex, and the rest of the United Stand team. The new members are entertaining and know their stuff. Just proof that certain people aren't irreplaceable when they get big-headed, says Sean C. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Not a lot of people are actually say nice things, so it's nice. Hashim says, Shaw gets the hate because he earns the most money of any left-back in the world. I think that exposes you as a bitter bastard, to be honest with you, because why is Luke Shaw's wage any of your concern? Did Luke Shaw walk into Man United and say, pay me this money? Or did Man United pay him the money? Like, alright, Luke Shaw's on what, 170 grand a year? 170 grand a week? We're paying Phil Jones 80 grand a week to do sod all. So, you know, don't hate the player, hate the club. It's the club who pay the stupid money. It's not Luke Shaw's fault. Luke Shaw doesn't have to make that run just because he's on ridiculous money. That's scouting, coaching and recruitment. It's the same old problem with United. Verdict on Havertz, hardly even average yesterday, says Jams. I tell you what I would say about Havertz, and I'd love to know what Chelsea fans think. I just thought he was anonymous yesterday. And Werner to a certain extent. But I think a lot of that was down to the way Chelsea approached the game. Anyway, back to this game. Southampton starting to get a bit of momentum here. Everton have not really done anything for a few minutes or so. And remember when I said why we bought Donny instead of Sancho and you called me an idiot? It says Marketing James. Well, Marketing James, I'd love you to tell us why, what it was you said, and then I might be able to comment on it, but I obviously don't remember. And Sai says you're 15th in the league. Well, look, the league doesn't lie, but unfortunately... Romu! Good shot. Good save by Pickford. Hit it from about 35 yards. Like a train. Fortunately, even Pickford's little arms could save this. He's a long way out. It's a straightforward save, really. It's a good hit, but it's a straightforward save. As for being 15th in the league, let's not forget that Manchester City and Manchester United... Oh! Ward-Prowse! It's 1-0! I don't know what was happening because Sky Sports messed up on the build-up. They were still busy showing the replay. I suspect there'll be an Everton mistake here somewhere, but it's probably from Pickford. I think his kick-out must be crap because they're showing the replay of Romu's shot from a goal kick. Oh, no, it's a throw-in. It's a throw-in. Ward-Prowse, little 1-2. He's well onside. Pickford's a crap keeper. Shouldn't get beat from there, really, I don't think. But it's lovely play by Ward-Prowse. And it's a good hit. But if I'm playing career mode, Danny Ings with a lovely assist. Yeah, Pickford's got to do better there. I think Pickford's got to do better there. I think a decent keeper saves that. And as I've said many a time before, Everton will struggle with a goalkeeper who is nothing better than average. I bet they wish they'd got Romero. It's going to change the score. Good goal by a very good build-up play between Ward-Prowse and Ings. And Ward-Prowse does everything he needs to do. And I'm not taking anything away from the goal. But I think a better goalkeeper saves that. So, Everton now with it all to do. Iwobi. Oh. It's probably the kick up the arse Everton need, though, to be fair, because they've not been that good, and now they've got to go more attacking. Here's Sigurdsson. Oh, nearly. Calvert-Lewin's just not getting any service at the moment. It's going to be one of them bloody weeks, isn't it, for my fantasy Premier League side? I've got Rodriguez and Calvert-Lewin. In fact, no, I haven't. I did have Ward-Prowse on my bench. I got rid of him to get Son in. So I can't moan too much. Lucindo says, I'm going to lose my bet. What was your bet? Just paying my Goldbridge tax, says Matt M. Thanks for all the entertainment, mate. Thank you very much for your super chat, pal. Who's in my fantasy Premier League team, says George. Werner and Bruno, who did sod all. Luke Shaw got me 5 points because he got a clean sheet. I've got 3 Wolves players, so Patricio, Cody and Traore, who doesn't even seem to start these days. I've got Son, and then I've got Willian, Tierney, and I've got Calvert-Lewin and Rodriguez. Arsenal could get me some points today. I think if Vardy doesn't play, they'll get a clean sheet. So, Mark Caxton says, "What's your thoughts on Chelsea's keeper Mendy?" Hold on a minute. Yeah, Southampton will clear this. You know what? I'd like to know what you lot thought. I thought Mendy played well for Chelsea, but it's a bit like De Gea's performance against PSG. I thought the save that De Gea made against Newcastle was world class, but I thought his performance against PSG was good. But you'd expect a good keeper to make all of those saves. I'm not saying that, Kepa, I think, might have conceded a couple of those yesterday, but a decent keeper, you'd be asked. It's a bit like that goal from Ward-Prowse then. If De Gea or Mendy let that in there, I'd be like, keeper shouldn't be getting beat from there. So I thought Mendy played well against United, but I think the saves he made, you'd expect him to make those because he's a good goalkeeper, if that makes sense. And it's a bit like De Gea against PSG. He made some good saves, but you'd expect a good keeper to make them. So I don't think Mendy was world class yesterday. I don't think any of the saves were world class. But the good thing for Chelsea is they've got a goalkeeper now that they can rely on, because Kepa, even as a non-Chelsea fan, every time I watch him, he seems to cost them points. So. All Powder says, Mark, you say you don't have an agenda, but you hate Pickford. Well, that's not. I don't think you need to look up what an agenda is. Should we have a look what the word agenda means in the dictionary? Well, it's just saying that it's a list of things, which isn't true. But an agenda is where you, I would say, in football, good cross there, but Everton will clear it. In football, I would say an agenda is something whereby you have an irrational obsession with something. And regardless of facts, you will still pertain your opinion. So effectively, an agenda would be saying that you can't stand Danny Ings. He's a crap championship striker. Even though he scores loads of goals, he's just jammy, he's crap. That's an agenda. So I don't have an agenda against Jordan Pickford. He actually is crap. So that's not an agenda. Would you have Pickford or Kepa? Says Stumped. I think I'd rather just not have a goalkeeper. You know, that rather just have an open goal. Yeah, no. Seriously, I'd say Pickford's probably better than Kepa, isn't he? Kepa's just, with all due respect to him, and you know, I'm sure Chelsea fans won't mind me saying this, he's just so, the goals he lets in are just ridiculous. Everton looking a bit all over the place here. They need a bit of a kick up the arse at half time. Not doing a watch along for the Arsenal game, Mohammed, because you've got to pay for it. So no. Jamie Kendall says that's what people with agendas say. So Jamie, in response to that, can you evidence how Jordan Pickford's a good goalkeeper then, and why I've got an agenda against Jordan Pickford? Just a question. I do not have an agenda against Jordan Pickford. He is crap. But you evidence to me why I'm wrong. And I'll accept I've got an agenda against him, which I don't. Southampton in front here, I would say they deserve to be in front. They've just shown a little bit more impetus and creativity up front, and Everton really have been a little bit poor today. Hey Mark, if you have to choose Arsenal or Liverpool winning the league, would it be... you have to choose, by the way. I would have a nightmare with either, says Red Cosmos Devil. It would have to be Arsenal. I'd have to choose Arsenal because Liverpool are a bigger rival to United, and also if they win the league, they've won it 20 times. I would despise either of them winning the league, and I think Arsenal in many ways would be a lot harder to live with, but they're more irrelevant than Liverpool, so I'd say Arsenal. Lovely play by Danny Ings. He could be getting a second assist here. Che Adams, 2-0. Everton all over the place. And it's another assist for Danny Ings. You've got to take your hat off to Danny Ings if you're wearing one. If not, just say, well done, Danny Ings. It was a lovely, lovely assist. He's got 2 assists in this game. He's not just goals. He's not just goals. He's got assists as well. He's down that left-hand side. He runs it, he runs it, he runs it, he runs it. He gets past his man. He puts a lovely cross in. It's poor defending. And it's poor goalkeeping again. And it's 2-0. And whoever told me I've got an agenda against Jordan Pickford needs to shut up and go home. And Che Adams makes it 2-0. And Everton have got a mountain to climb now. Shout out to @HajiFT. I would have watched the film, mate, but there you go. Okay. Hi, Mark. Can you say hello to my mate Joe? His cat's just died and he's a big fan of you and loves the content and he's a huge fan of your career mode, says Finn. Rest in peace to your cat, Joe. It's a sad day. It's a sad day for Everton fans as well. 2-0 down. I'm tempted to say, do you think Everton fans would, if they had a cat, would rather their cat died or they won today? And of course, most people wouldn't want their cat to die, but I actually do know people who are so obsessed with football, they probably would prefer their family cat to die rather than Everton lose to Southampton. But, you know, hopefully those people are in the minority and most would want their cat to live. It is 2-0 to Southampton here, and it's early days, but I don't know whether... At this point, I don't know whether I could see Everton getting back into this. Mark, would you take any of the Southampton players for United? I know we got loads of midfielders, but wouldn't mind Ward-Prowse. Also, Ings is useful. Andrew C. I don't know. I don't really think there is any player. Southampton, if they win, are up to 5th, by the way. And actually, they would only be 3 points off Everton. Which is interesting, isn't it? I'm just seeing who would be top of the league. Is anybody can be top of the league other than Everton? No. Everton will be top of the league tonight no matter what. And on Monday nights and Tuesday nights. Until the next round of Premier League games, actually. But Southampton, well worthy of their winning lead, I should say. At the moment, they've been the better side. I think the first 15 minutes, it was quite equal. But in the last sort of 20 minutes, it's really been Southampton who've been the better side. But again, I do think that Pickford could have saved both those goals. Although defensively, Everton have been pretty poor in conceding both of the chances that led to goals as well. But Southampton are all over Everton at the moment. He's going to have to make a tactical switch, I think. Well done, James Rodriguez, but they're swarming him at the moment. Southampton's game is full of energy here. It's interesting as well with Southampton because remember they got pummeled by Spurs a few weeks ago. And they do play a high line, so I don't know whether they've adapted that or whether that can be hurt. Next career mode, says Rose. Probably tomorrow afternoon, Rose, I think. Although I am doing Spurs-Burnley watch-along tomorrow night. Yeah. Mark, what do you think about Real Madrid, El Clasico? You know what? My only observation of that result was here's a chance for Digne to put a cross in. It's not a very good one and Southampton will clear. If Everton can get a goal before half-time, this game becomes very interesting. 2-0. It's the old cliche. The ball's on over the top. Shea Adams is in. Where's the Everton back line? Danny Ings, 3-0. No, it's not Danny Ings. It's Armstrong. And it's 3-0. And that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic by Everton. No, Southampton. And I think he might be offside. Shea Adams is offside. It's one of those late offsides. It's so annoying because it's such a good goal by Southampton. On the break, Shea Adams holds it up, lays it off to the edge of the box, and it's Danny Armstrong. I don't know whether his first name's Danny. It's Armstrong, and he is offside. Right on the halfway line. Shea Adams chases it down, runs it into the box, lays it off on the edge to Armstrong, and it's offside in the build-up. Bit lucky for Everton there. But it is the old cliche, 2-0 is the most dangerous score in football. Which I think's bollocks, I've got to say. I mean, like, 2-0's a danger. I get it. 2-0, if you go 2-1, oh, we're only one behind, we've got the momentum. But surely it's more dangerous to be like 6-0 down because then you're going to get bantered. Corner for Everton here. It's Stuart Armstrong, not Danny. It's because I thought it was Danny Ings, so I've rechristened him as Danny Stewart. Danny Armstrong. He wasn't onside, Duck Royal. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, 5 minutes to half-time. I did predict 2-2. I could still be right. Sigurdsson with the cross. Punched away by the keeper. A normal one says Everton thought they could win the league. Never. It was like Villa fans, didn't it? They were doing really well, and then Leeds absolutely annihilated them on Friday night. But yeah, my only observation of El Clasico was literally looking on BBC website this morning for the score, and I saw that Real Madrid had won 3-1. I've got very little interest in the Spanish league nowadays since Ronaldo left. Mark, are you surprised by how many goals Spurs are scoring under Jose, says Jordan Such? I think there's a oh, wait a minute. Cross comes in. Rodriguez has got it on the far side. He's gone for the box. Can't keep it in. Thanks. Look, an agenda is to say that Mourinho is dusted. He's done. Check my tweets. I've said it. Do I think he's dusted and done at the moment? I'm not so sure. And that you know, we're sort of discussing what an agenda is in football. An agenda is when you won't change your opinion on somebody, even when the facts suggest that you're wrong. I've said that Mourinho's been dusted at the top level since Chelsea sacked him. But what he's done, and the reason I said he was dusted is because I didn't think he would ever change the way he plays football. And the way he plays football, in my mind, is done at this level now. You can't just soak up pressure against teams and win with a clean sheet, as he's found with Spurs in the last couple of games with the late goals they've conceded. So what he's done is he's brought in an assistant coach, I think from Lille, who plays a more expansive style of football, and he's evolved the way he plays football. And now they're scoring a lot of goals, they're playing good football, and Mourinho is using his brilliant man management skills. There may be a renaissance. And I'll tell you what, if Mourinho did win the Premier League with Spurs, I think he would go down as one of the best ever coach. I mean, some would say he already is, but I think he would go down even more as one of the greatest managers there's ever been, because it would be the evolution of his style of play, and to do it with a different, you know, to win the league with a different club as well, like Spurs, would be amazing. So, is that a penalty on James Rodriguez? It's certainly not a shoulder barge, is it? Just saying. Enjoying the diversity of opinion on player coaches' performances within the United stand lately. At the end of the day, we all want United to reign, says Puntomator. Thanks, pal. Well, we've got quite a few opinions on tonight. We've got Ricky, Beth and Kev's back on tonight. Looking forward to the 8 o'clock show on the United stand. Lots to discuss. If you've got any topics you want to discuss, let me know. I'll write them down. And Anu says, what type of fans are here watching? Well, mostly football fans, but I think he means what clubs do you support, which is always very interesting. So get in the comments, let us know what team you support. A couple of minutes to half time, and then we'll play either or at half time. This is what we do on United, not on the United stand, on That's Football. We play either or. And I've got a question for you lot at half time as well. A topical one. But Southampton breaking away again here. Thanks for the contribution, George Belfour. Poor old Calvert-Lewin. He's my bloody captain in Fantasy Premier League. A few Spurs fans in the house. Liverpool. A few Southampton fans in as well. A few Liverpool fans. Derby County, Newcastle, Huddersfield, Arsenal. A few, obviously quite a lot. United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Barca. Hi Mark, love your channel. Are you saving your beard for Christmas? Says JKT69. I do need a shave. In fact, I've got a haircut tomorrow. To me, I don't think I need it. I think I'm a week off, but I'm having one tomorrow. To me, I think this has got another week in it, but I booked it for every 4 weeks last time, and I panicked. So, do you want to get booked? Do you want to book in now? I went, yeah. He went, shall I put you down for 4 weeks? I was like, yeah. And I walked out and I thought, you know what? I think you've gone too soon. I think you could get away with 5 weeks, and I think I could have done. It's funny with Liverpool fans. I think. What do you think about your fan content for Liverpool fans? I know there's Redmen, and I know another one, Anfield Agenda. What's your thoughts on your fan content for Liverpool? Because you just don't seem to live up to cross comes in from Godfrey, it's a poor one. You just don't seem to have the... You should have the same sort of thing as United Stand has with United and AFTV have with Arsenal. But I just feel that the Liverpool fan content doesn't quite get there, and I think it's up to them. What do you think about it? And also, don't get me started on Chelsea. Why have Chelsea not got a decent fan channel? Like, and people will say, well, they've got this, they've got that. Remember what I said? Why have Chelsea not got a decent fan channel? Like, Chelsea are a big club. They should have a big channel. And Spurs to a certain extent. I mean, I know there's individuals on the Spurs stuff, but again, there's not really a fan channel, is there? So, a bit funny. Hayes says he loves Redmen TV, and the top Reds, to be honest, don't like them, says Manya. And Batusta says, I like Redmen. And Neil Morgan says, yeah, I wish we had better fan channels. You know what I think it is with fan content at the moment? And look, I sit here from a tower of arrogance. I think people see what we're doing on the United Stand and what Robbie's done on AFTV to a certain extent, and they copy it. Whether it's other United channels, other Arsenal channels, or other channels of other clubs. That's not what fan content is. Your fan content should be based on a voice and unique creativity. And I think too many people at the moment are trying to do what other people have already done, and therefore you're always going to be a diluted version of that instead of having something for yourself. Anyway, my question for you. Apparently, We Are Tottenham TV is good. Says hate the Arsenal, and Red Men don't criticise players. Well, I've been on the channel. I like the lads. They're good. But what I'm saying is, I was trying to understand why they haven't had the explosion of growth, considering how good Liverpool are. Others have, and maybe that's why it is. But to be honest with you, that I'm not saying they're wrong, and I'm not saying the way I do it is right. But if I see a player play for Manchester United and they don't play well, they're going to get criticised. And this goes back to being on the terrace as a young lad, down the pub. At school, whatever, there are very, very few players in history that play very well every single game. Everybody in an entertainment business is open to criticism. You can't just say, some people do it. They say, I'm not going to slag off players who wear my club shirt. Well, maybe they should wear the shirt the way you would wear it. So I think criticism is valid a lot of the time, especially over the last 7 years at United. I never really watched Southampton, so I always thought Ings was just an out-and-out goal scorer, but he's actually quite creative as well, says Jacob Hex. I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying this game. I said it at the start. I would never in a million years have thought that I would be doing a watch-along for Southampton against Everton. And it's only because Everton are at the top of the league that I thought, you know what, I'm quite excited to watch this today. And actually, the even more exciting thing is that I've got to watch Southampton, which I don't normally watch, and I think they've been very, very good. And I know they're a good team because when they play against United, they normally have a good... it's an advert on the telly for what I'm wearing. They really should have me as their face, really, because I've probably got them more sales than this advert will get. But, yeah. Good stuff. Chelsea fan here. We have George Benson amongst others, but nothing on this level. I love your channel, says Joseph. Thanks for the super chat there, mate. My question for you, we can play either or because it's half time. Either or, you just give two things and we sort of debate which one. But what I did want to say is Ings has been mugged by injuries, says Sammy Monk. And what I wanted to say was... because we're coming towards it now, I've already said I'm dressing up for Halloween. I'm doing a Halloween special, Cooking with Goldbridge, which is on my channel, Mark Goldbridge, which is getting close to 100,000, which is really exciting. But what is your Halloween favourite thing to do on Halloween? And it can't be have a wank or anything like that. Nothing vulgar like that. I mean, like, what's your favourite thing to do on Halloween? Do you like to watch films? Do you like to go apple bobbing? I tell you what, as well, I must just say this. What the fuck? Sorry, I've sworn again. What the hell? What the hell? The kickoff is very good, by the way. What the hell is going on with trick-or-treating? Like, my daughter said that there's people from her school who are going trick-or-treating, right? But they're going to wear a mask. Now, this is the stupidity of the world we live in at the moment. Hello, and I'm not pretending to be a trick-or-treater. Hello, like, just because you wear... There's a fundamental flaw to this. If you're going to go trick-or-treating, and most of us shouldn't be, because imagine if I went trick-or-treating, there's something very wrong with me going out knocking on people's doors for candy or sweets dressed up as a red devil. I'm Mark Goldbridge. But look, anybody who's going to go trick-or-treating, and you know, in years gone by, I've taken my kids trick-or-treating. I just stand at the edge of the drive, they knock on the door, trick-or-treat, they get a bag of sweets, whatever. But if you're going to go trick-or-treating in COVID world, how does wearing a mask negate you from catching COVID? You know, it took me 2 seconds to figure out the flaw on this, and I'm sure many of you are intelligent as well. Hello, trick or treat. It's all right, you can't catch it from me because I'm wearing a mask. Don't worry, pick something out of my basket then. Okay, I'll take that bag of sweets. Thank you, bye. Touching it, putting it back in there. Oh, I just scratched my face. That bag, that bucket has, you're going to go round to at least 10 households and take something that they've touched. It's idiocy. But I'm wearing a mask, so I'm fine. You're going to wear a mask at home when you're shoving their sweets into your mouth? Idiots. Idiots. So apparently you can safely trick-or-treat now, even though we fundamentally missed the most important part. You're taking something from 10 different households that they've all touched. COVID moves around on objects. It's not immune to Haribo packets of fun-size sweets or fun-size Mars bars. Anyway. Prime Schweinsteiger or Prime Modric? I'm a massive fan of Schweinsteiger, but I think different players for different eras and different positions, I suppose. But Schweinsteiger was a fantastic player. He's one of my favourite players, so I've got to go with Schweinsteiger. Roland Burke says Blood Red and Anfield Rap are very good. I've never had any contact with them, to be honest. To be honest with you, fan content world, it's very arrogant. There's people who think they're better than others, and there's people who are just arseholes outright and just are absolutely obsessed with their club, so they're an absolute arsehole to any others. I once got an apple from some old lady when I was trick-or-treating. Tragic, says Joseph. Yeah, you don't want to go... See, I used to go trick-or-treating in like the early 90s, and it wasn't as commercialised as now. You certainly couldn't get Haribo-themed buckets of sweets. You did used to knock on a door and get 10 pence or an orange. Crap. Liverpool B team getting revenge against Everton, says Tabish. And I once, we've done that one. Chelsea, done that one as well. Thanks for the super chats. Reece James or Lamptey? At the moment, it's Reece James, but I do like Lamptey. I do wonder where Lamptey's going to go. I think Arsenal, because Chelsea won't need a right back. United don't need a right back. Could go City, I suppose. They might go for a right back. Liverpool don't need a right back. So Lamptey needs to play for a top 6 club. But it will need to be... Well, it won't be Spurs as well. They've just bought Doherty as well, haven't they? So, Prime Mata or Prime David Silva? Oh, that's a good question. If you exclude Mata's Manchester United career, Mata at Chelsea was as good as David Silva was at City. But for longevity, it's got to be David Silva, which shows you how Man United ruined Mata. Steve Tettelbaum, thank you for the super chat. Hearn or Warren for the memes, Hearn. And LRS LZK says, yeah, but Arsenal have got Bellerin and Maitland-Niles. Exactly, you need a right back. I don't rate either of those two. I think Maitland-Niles is crap from what I've seen. But and Bellerin's got no defensive ability. He's just Dan James at right back. Who the hell is Lamptey, says Paul Greaves. Plays for, not Wigan, I always get them mixed up, Brighton. Same thing. Totally different areas of the country, but basically the same sort of team in the Premier League. Although Harry Potter is a good coach, to be fair. Better than that one-dimensional Martinez. Prime Mata is criminally underrated, says Chef. But yeah, and Prime Mata played for Chelsea, not Manchester United. So you've got to. Some of you probably wouldn't even remember it's that long ago. You're talking 8 years, aren't you now? I like this one from Hijab. You're not playing either or because you've done 3. That's either or. But Rooney Prime or Drogba Prime or Aguero Prime. I'll allow it because it's got to be. It's a good question, and I'm obviously biased. I'm going to go Rooney. What was your all-time favourite costume for Halloween? Mine was probably Harry Potter. I had a sword of Gryffindor and a wand, says Racehorse Red. Mate, I was crap. Great channel, Mark, says Roland Burke. Thank you very much. I was, as I said, when I used to go trick-or-treating in the 90s, you couldn't order a bloody ghost outfit that looked really good or a Scream outfit from Amazon for a tenner. You had to make them yourself. Look, they might still make them, but these masks that you could buy were just literally with the elastic, you put them over your face, and they were rubbish, like be a yellow monster thing. So the early 90s Halloween costumes were crap. Unless you had a parent who was like a tailor or something like that, they were crap. So realistically, most Halloween when I used to go out would be a black bin bag with arms cut in it and one of these crap masks. So yeah, rubbish. Come to realise there's many Dan James type players in good Prem sides. Long live Sonic the Hedgehog with concussion, says Jams 03. And hi Mark, unlucky yesterday, but we need to capitalise against Leicester after everyone around us dropping points. It's a huge game for us, says Callum. Especially with Arsenal playing United next week. Brunette or blonde for a date, says Squish. Well, I'm married to a blonde, so definitely blonde. And Rio or Vidic, says Harley Lloyd. Vidic for me. Iniesta or Mount, says Abdi. Well, from Frank Lampard, I'm going to say Mount, but any sane person will say Iniesta. Ibra or Cavani, says Fronny. Zlatan's more of an individual talent, isn't he? I think Cavani's more of just an out-and-out goal scorer. I think Zlatan is the better flair player. Aguero's a fantastic player, yeah. Prime Bale or Prime Hazard, says Road to Dawn. I actually think it is Bale, and I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but I actually think it is Bale because Bale did it at Spurs and at Real Madrid, and Hazard has done it at Chelsea. And I think that Hazard's a fantastic player, but I used to call him the Belgian Nathan Redmond because I know you either love Hazard or you don't think he's as good as everyone think he is, and I go with the latter. I think he's a fantastic player. But I had people telling me that Hazard's in the top 5 players in the world. Well, where is he then? Where's he been for the last 18 months? You know, if you're in the top 5 players in the world, you've got to have a level of consistency. And look, yeah, Neymar played shit against United the other night, but he's pretty much consistently every season on it, isn't he? So yeah, Prime Hazard or Prime Bale is a good question, but I'd go Bale, and I'd probably be in the minority. Looking forward to see if he's going to start actually for Spurs tomorrow night. We are doing that watch along on here tomorrow night as well, so you can tune in for that. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Grealish or Maddison, says Sherb. Yeah, definitely Grealish. I don't know where Maddison's been for the last 8 months, but he's not the player I thought he was. That's a lovely peppermint tea. Got a lovely... You know what? I'm doing this stream with you now, and I've got a lovely smell wafting through. I'm not near the toilet. I'm near the kitchen. Got a lovely beef stew for this evening, and then 8 o'clock on the United stand, having a good old chat. Love it. I'm 6 foot, Hardborough. A lot of people don't believe this, and then they see me in real life and they go, "Wow, you're massive," and I'll go, "No, look at my height." But yeah, 6 foot. Unless I've shrunk a little bit, but I've always been 6 foot. I was 6 foot at 14, and everyone thought I was going to be 6'3", and I never grew after that. So, which sort of cost me the career I wanted to have. Well, my position. I used to play right wing, and I loved it. And I basically got told you're going to be too tall to be a winger because you're going to be at least 6'2", probably 6'4", and I never grew after that. So I could have stayed on the wing. What do you think the level and quality... They're already pumping up Man United versus Arsenal. It's not the game it was. I know what Sky are trying to do, but it's not the game it was. Super Sunday, Man United versus Arsenal next week. What do you think the level and quality of the Premier League would look like if foreign coaches' players weren't in it? I think it would be crap overall, says Agent Pogba. Yeah, but that's going to be the same everywhere, isn't it? It'd be a novel experiment. It'd be quite interesting if every player had to play in the country they were born in. You know, only Spanish players in Spain, only Italian players in Italy. But Bernard's coming on for Everton. I don't know whether he's going to come on for James Rodriguez, who maybe just wasn't fit enough to start. But it'd be very unfair on people like Thomas Partey, who'd have to play in Ghana, or you know, Cavani, who's got to just play in Uruguay. So, you know, this is the whole point of freedom of movement. What do you think the level... I've done that. If you beat Leipzig, I can see your momentum beating us, says Callum. I don't know. I think Arsenal United, it's a bit like United Chelsea. I don't think you could easily predict who's going to win it. Doesn't mean that Arsenal won't roll up and win 3-0 or United won't win 3-0, but it's a hard game to predict. So Bernard's coming on for Everton here. I would say it should be... It's for Iwobi, yeah. Yeah. If you know, you know. Iwobi is massively frustrating. He holds on to the ball for too long and he doesn't use his pace. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. We've got 8,000 watching, which is fantastic. I'm sure a lot of you are like me this afternoon. You looked on the telly and you thought, you know what, I am going to watch Southampton versus Everton. Mainly because Everton are top of the league and it looks like it's going to be a good game, and it has been. But also because you don't have to pay 15 quid for it. And I'm not paying 15 quid for Leicester to play Arsenal. I don't care. I'm not doing it. And everyone says you can watch it on an illegal stream. But I just found... There's such a big difference between watching my big TV here and watching a little thing on my TV. Who's on United stand tonight, Mark? Says great banter. Ricky, Beth and Kev. Southampton nearly having a chance to score here again. Che Adams got the shot off. Everton need to score, obviously, and they need to play a lot better than they did in the first half. At the moment, Ancelotti has been out-tacticked by Southampton's formation and press. Ooh, ooh. There is a Halloween cooking with Goldbridge. I'm looking forward to it. And the next week after that, there's a bonfire night cooking with Goldbridge, which you don't probably get in yours. In your country. I actually love the origins of bonfire nights. But there's a cross for Everton. It's cleared. Yeah, so in the UK we have bonfire night, which is basically you have a fire on November the 5th and fireworks. And growing up, I always thought everybody had it, but it's not. It's only in the UK, and well, I think it is. Maybe other people celebrate it. I don't know. Let us know if you do. But it basically has its origins in the fact that Guy Fawkes tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament, and they discovered all the gunpowder under the Houses of Parliament. This wasn't a couple of years ago. This was a couple of 100 years ago, maybe even 300 years ago. And he got found, and all his conspirators got tortured and quite badly killed, because they did try to kill a lot of people. And it's celebrated every year on November the 5th. I don't know whether it's celebrated that they caught him, or it's celebrated that what would have happened if he'd blown it up. But anyway, we have a fire, we have fireworks, and we have a bonfire. And traditionally, you put Guy Fawkes on your bonfire, which is a dummy. But really, to me, I'm not interested in the political angle of bonfire night, much the same as Christmas. For me, bonfire night was just a fire and fireworks. Yam Yam says it's a boring game. Well, piss off and watch something else, mate. It's Sunday afternoon. Go and cut your grass. Go and do something else. Yeah, Danny Ings has got 2 assists in this game. So I am going to do a Cooking with Goldbridge Halloween special this Thursday, and then next Thursday I'm going to do a which I think actually is bonfire night next the Thursday after that. We're going to do some traditional bonfire night food that we have in this country. One of the traditions you probably won't like. It's basically mushy peas in a cup with mint sauce. Yeah. It only really works on bonfire night. Archie Sterrett says we've hit 250k. We know. We did celebrate it. Thanks. Thanks everyone who has subscribed. Please subscribe if you are new. Our next watch along after this is Spurs Burnley tomorrow night. I don't think I'm going to do a Tuesday night Champions League watch along because they're all a bit crap. Like, they are. Liverpool's game is against somebody shit. And Man City, I just hate doing Man City in the Champions League. My prediction for Arsenal Leicester, Nikolai, is that I won't watch it because I'm not playing 15 quid. But on a score point, 2-0 to Arsenal. I don't think Leicester's got Vardy back, so. Oh, Rodriguez cross on the head, and it would have been offside anyway. He's got a gut on him, that linesman. You need to get down the gym, mate. You're worse than me. You're a professional linesman. Hassenhull or Arteta, says GS4. I think with Arteta, we're going to see the evolution of Arteta. He can't keep playing 5 at the back. I didn't watch Khabib last night, no. He's retired now, isn't he? It's a shame. Well, look, I say it's a shame. I do watch a bit of UFC. I'm more of a boxing fan, to be honest. But do you think McGregor ever really could have beaten him, or do you think Khabib was just too good? I think the general opinion is that Khabib was just too good for him, no matter how good McGregor was. Oh, lovely bit of skill by Bertrand. Was looking for a penalty. I think it might be a VAR review. But the play continues. Everton just not been able to get anything against Southampton. They've not even had like any real possession around the Southampton box. It's been very, very good defensive play by Southampton as well. Bednarek goes down. Yeah, a lot of people saying Khabib's just too good to beat. Although Byron Hall says, I think McGregor could have beaten him when he was hungry and at his peak. I watched a very good... that is a penalty, you know, on Bertrand. I thought that might be a bit of a penalty on Bertrand there. I watched a good thing on Netflix about McGregor. It's probably about 4 years old now. And it's good. It's well, I can't remember what it was called, though. Where is Eddie Howe now in Football We Trust? Is he managing anybody? Anyway, it's not going to be a penalty to Southampton. Welcome, thanks for the super chat, Lionel Vigas. I'm rubbing my thigh because that's right there is where I get a lot of pain, and it's all from my back. I know my back's up there, but when you've got lower back pain, sciatica or whatever they call it, you do and can get like a shooting pain. Not even a shooting pain, just pain in your legs and your thighs. It comes from back pain. Notorious. I'm thinking about taking up UFC. I'm going to download it off FIFA later. Off PS. Arsenal haven't won away to a top 6 side since 2015. Knowing our luck, that record will be one. Yeah. Prem Prodigy, I do not take any notice of any of that. I mean, it's a game of football. Anything can happen in a game of football. And fans not in the ground do make it more of an open thing. So, you know, United have taken 1 point from their first 3 games at Old Trafford. Good play by Decore. I'll tell you what, at the moment, Southampton are looking for not only for 3 points, but they're looking good for a clean sheet. Here's Nathan Redmond into the box, and he shoots over the bar. I'm not doing career mode today, Mark. It'll be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow. I am doing a watch-along. I don't normally do FIFA and a watch-along. That's my thing. But we'll see, because it has been a couple of days since the career mode, and I am enjoying it. Guy Fawkes was apprehended in 1605. So it's 415 years ago. Switch. Nice bit of switch of the play there. Here's Godfrey. Mark, my mum and sister don't like you because I watch United stand on the channel all day. Also Land of Hope and Glory or Jerusalem, says Lionel Vigas. Land of... Jerusalem's better, definitely. Bring me my sword, bring me my bow, bought upon England's glory. Yeah, definitely Jerusalem. Jerusalem gets me going. I love it. How is not in management? Thank you. Yeah, I think Southampton are looking comfortable at the moment. Everton are giving it a go, but tactically, I think they've... Here's Rodriguez. Lovely little play. Switch. Come on. What Everton need to do is move the ball quicker. And it's a free kick. On the edge of the box, on the left-hand side. Walker-Peters. Yeah, he should get a yellow card for that. His hands are way up. Yeah, he's booked him. It's not in the penalty box. But it's a free kick on the left-hand side. Formerly of... I don't know whether... Sigurdsson is going to take the free kick anyway. He might whip it in or he might shoot. Jordan Such says, Arsenal always bottle it when they come to Old Trafford, haven't won away to a top 6 side in 29 games. The cross is cleared. And home banker next Sunday, nothing to worry about. It's those sort of statements, Jordan, that make me worry. That should be a free kick there. Bloody hell, ref. How can you not give a free kick against them and then give a free kick against him? And I know if you're not watching, it makes no sense to you, but I think Godfrey gets barged off by Bertrand here. And then barges into Bertrand afterwards, and the free kick goes the other way. Another sub here. Decore coming off for Everton. And Gordon coming on. So he's obviously trying to go a little bit more attacking. And Sigurdsson's coming off and Fabian Delph is coming on. So last throw of the dice here for Ancelotti. I think the most likely outcome of United Arsenal, and we are a week away, so you know there's all sorts of things that can change. United have got to play Leipzig and Arsenal have got to play some Farmers, but I think they've got to play Dundalk actually. Nice little ball here for Gordon if he can keep it in, which he will do right on the far left hand side. I think a draw is probably the most obvious thing. Lovely play by Bernard. Oh, nearly put it on the foot of Rodriguez. I needed that. Everyone banging on about Arsenal's away record. If McTominay is up against Partey, I'm turning off the TV and crying in my basement, says the watcher. And Delph on, congrats to Southampton for the win, says Martial FC. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We've gone past the 250,000 today, which is amazing. So thanks everyone who's been getting involved. We are doing Spurs against Burnley tomorrow night as well. I haven't even looked at the week ahead beyond that. I know there's no... Obviously, United against Leipzig will be on the United stand. But there's not really any other Champions League games that take my fancy. Redmond. We'll have a look. What's going on the week ahead? Wolves against Crystal Palace on Friday night. If you want to pay 15 quid. Bollocks. Sheffield United, Man City at 12:30 on Saturday. Burnley, Chelsea at 3 o'clock. Liverpool, West Ham at 5:30. Crap. They're all crap. Villa, Southampton at 12 next Sunday. Newcastle, Everton at 2. Man United, Arsenal obviously is the big one. And then Spurs, Brighton. And then on the Monday, Leeds play Leicester. It's quite an interesting one, I suppose. But there's not great games next week, apart from United, Arsenal, really. When's Juve playing Barcelona, though? Because if that's on Wednesday night... Yeah, I can't do that because United are playing. So that's what I mean. I can't do Juventus-Barcelona because I'll be doing United versus Leipzig, unfortunately. It's a shame that Barcelona-Juventus isn't on the Tuesday night. Tuesday night's a bit crap. I think it's Marseille, Man City. No thanks. I'm washing my hair. Oh, good tackle there by Ward-Prowse. They just can't get at Southampton, but Southampton can get at Everton. Che Adams, good tackle. Comes to Redmond. Armstrong. Oh, across the face of the goal. And Ings thought he was getting a tap in. He would have been offside anyway, Danny. He'd have been offside, I think, unless the cross came back. Mark, you seen any of True Geordie and Lawrence's videos lately on United? Have a word with them. They have a huge anti-United and anti-Ollie agenda. I spoke about them yesterday, Avram. I saw their video about our result in PSG, where they basically said that it wasn't a tactical masterclass. We just sat back. Well, they didn't watch the game. They didn't watch the game because I don't mind. I know a lot of people take the piss out of Ollie, and I get that, but I do watch every United game, and there is no way you can say that United beat PSG because we parked the bus. We didn't park the bus. For the last half an hour, we dominated them when we went to a back four. And in the hour before that, yeah, we got behind the ball when PSG got it, but we had loads and loads of attacking plays ourselves as well. And out of the top 7 players for distance covered, 6 of them were United players. Well, if you park the bus, you don't cover much distance. So, yeah, I think some people do have an opinion that they don't want to change. And ultimately, what I would say is, if you don't think Ollie's a Man United manager, you may well get proven right. You may well get proven right. But what I would say is that I don't agree that, it was a part of the bus job against PSG, because it very much wasn't. I think yesterday was more of a part of the bus job than PSG by both clubs. Do you remember Rashford's debut against Arsenal at Old Trafford? Arsenal fans thought they'd won the game before kick-off. They've done that a few times, Jordan. And Mark, do you think this unpredictable season in the Prem will continue and it may be best season yet, or will things eventually level off and status quo resumes? Just because history repeats itself, I think that it will level off and we'll end up with, probably City and Liverpool again. But, if Everton lose this, it all tightens up. I mean, United would literally be 6 points off the top tonight with a game in hand. So realistically, if United could play their game in hand, which is Burnley, we could be 3 points off the top, even though we've not had a great start to the season. So context is key. It's all very, very congested. thought Thiago Silva did play quite well yesterday, but to be honest, I don't think it was really a game where defenders could play that well. I mean, Lindelof was our man of the match, but they didn't really have a lot to do either side, did they? "25 minutes to go. Can Everton get a goal and get something out of this game? Or push to get something out of this game? They don't deserve to at the moment. Southampton have defended very well. I mean, I don't think Calvert-Lewin's had a shot on goal, has he? Goal scorers, the unscripted 101 were Ward-Prowse and Shea Adams for Southampton. Both scored in the first half. Danny Ings getting the assists on both of them. And I think Pickford could have done better on both of them as well. "Have you listened to the new Partridge podcast?" says Aram Hekmet. "Alan Partridge from the Oast House. Alan Partridge from the Oast House. From the Oast House with Alan Partridge. From the Oast House with Alan Partridge." No, I haven't. "Do you think Cavani will get a goal in the Prem?" says Gabriel. Yes, of course he's going to score. Unless he gets a bad injury. But yeah, he'll score in the Prem at some point. But Everton just cannot break Southampton down at the moment. Lovely ball by James Rodriguez. Look at the hunger and power of Southampton. They're just picking up every second ball. You can tell that the coach has said win every second ball because they're on to every second ball. So much hunger. Lovely ball here though. Digne, decent cross. Well away by Walker-Peters. Lovely turn. The power of Southampton and the work rate is absolutely fantastic, and Everton just can't live with it. I didn't think Everton were that good against Liverpool last week though, so maybe post the international break they're not at it. "Honestly, would rather career mode than this," says Mr. Colt. Well, it's not always about what you want in life. Good header there. Gordon. Godfrey. Digne. Calvert-Lewin tried to get his head on it. A little bit of pressure here, but Southampton clear the lines. Leeds look a good side. I can't wait for United to play Leeds, actually. I mean, God knows what Christmas we're going to have this year. I mean, sat here right now, I'd say probably not great, but I just hope that football carries on. Although I do know people who live in Ireland, because I lived there for a few years, and they said that they're in lockdown, but elite sports has continued. Lovely run by Nathan Redmond here. Into Armstrong. Good intersection by Yeremina. Yeah, so I think that even if lockdown or big restrictions happen, Premier League football will continue. "Who's better for United, Ollie or Hassenhull?" says Andrew C. Ollie. I don't really get where the Ollie out stuff's coming from in the last 24 hours, because we beat PSG very well and we drew with Chelsea and we beat Newcastle. Like, he's got to be given more time. It might be the beginning of the end. I've said that many times, but at the moment I just think all this Ollie out stuff is just a little bit hysterical. I actually think it is. "Did you hear what's happening in off the Isle of Wight? Stowaways hiding on a cargo ship were found and have now hijacked it. SAS apparently on the way." Stowaways are hiding on a cargo ship and have now hijacked it. It's like something from a film. I'm going to have a look at the news. Oh yeah, ongoing incident on board anchored tanker. Anchored tanker. I've just got. It's missing a couple of. It's missing a couple of W's. That is. Police are dealing with an ongoing incident on board an oil tanker situated off the Isle of Wight. The tanker, named in reports as the Liberian registered Nave Andromeda, was due to dock in Southampton earlier. We are aware and dealing with an ongoing incident on board a vessel which is situated off the south of Isle of Wight. That's all we know. $20 minutes to go. Neil, I'm just going to remove you. I really hate that sort of comment. I think it's really just rude. So bye. And Mark, have you seen Trouble Spotting? What do you make of it? Says Manny Plays. No. I'll tell you what I did watch last night, which was a really, in many ways, you could have said was a crap film, but actually I found it quite watchable. It was ridiculously unbelievable. Game Night with your man from Ozark. I always get his name wrong. Is it Patrick Bateman? Is that his name? No, it's not. I can't remember what his bloody name is. I always never get his name right, but I thought it was all right. It was all right. I'll do career mode tomorrow afternoon. You've convinced me. Oh, it's a red card for Dinier. I don't know whether it was a red, but he's got a red. He looks like a guilty man. Let's have a look. Oh, I think it will be a red. Well, I don't know. If that's accidental, it's never a red. Just catch. I don't think that's a red. I don't think that's a red. I'm fed up with this now. That is, I mean, that to me, I've just tweeted it as well. That is not a red card. If you've ever played a game of football in your life, that is never a red card. And the fact that VAR has looked at it and said that's a red card, it's another absolute sham on our game. An absolute sham. The only people who think that's a red card are people who are looking at that in slow-mo and going, he's done it on purpose. He's never done that on purpose. He's literally trod on his ankle running after him. It's not a red card. It's a frigging joke. And we've got idiots, absolute idiots in bloody Stanley Park. And they're idiots. They're just idiots. Look, I think Southampton totally deserve to win this game. And they will win this game. But we're talking about another ridiculous game-changing decision in some ways. It's absolute bullshit. And there's nothing wrong with Walker-Peters. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just been caught on the back of his ankle. And it happens 50 times every bloody weekend. Because you're chasing somebody. And the way that you're running, you accidentally tread on the back of their ankle. It's not a red card in a million years. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. The thing is, I can understand from the referee's point of view why he's given a red, but the fact that VAR have said, don't even come and look at it, it's a red. Get out. I'm fed up of it. And the thing is, why am I so pissed off? Because that could be a United player next week against Arsenal. It could be an Arsenal player against United. It's coming to a club that you support very soon, another injustice from VAR. It's wrong. And I said this last week. I mean, Everton got it last week in their favour. There's no way Mane was offside last week. And I didn't celebrate it. I didn't mock it. I didn't laugh about it because there is no win with VAR because it will happen to your club very, very soon. So that's the thing. We're all, sitting there going, oh, it's a red, it's a red. You watch it. Whatever team you support next week, if that's Tellez chasing back or it's Tierney chasing back, you see what you think. Never in a million years. If you've played the game of football, that's not a red card. And if you think it is a red card, we should just say any bit of contact is a red card now. Shoulder barge, trip someone up by accident, tackle them, give them a red straight on. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And anybody who's saying clear red card, I'm not going to read you out because I'm not stupid. I've been doing this for a few years. I know exactly why you're saying it. But the vast majority of people have actually got a brain. Ref gave red first, so without VAR, so it's not a clear and obvious error by the ref, says Dane Grayson. Well, again, ridiculously stupid decision. Ridiculously stupid decision. It's Gallows Bros says, have you ever heard of intent, Mark? Yes. Oh, so now you're telling me he intentionally was sprinting after a player and clamped his foot on the back of his ankle. Have you seen how? Have you realised how stupid you sound? Do you know how hard it is to tread on someone's ankle when you're sprinting after them and your eyes on the fucking ball? My God, we live in a world of idiots. So he intentionally stood on the back of his ankle now when he wasn't looking at his ankle. Pfft, come on. I mean, from a Man United point of view, Digne misses the Man United game, and so does Richarlison. there is a positive, of course. Kyle says, "What's the point in VAR?" Could have killed him, says Chris Bayliss. Yeah, send him off. Mizu says, bad tackle but unintentional and it's not a red. Exactly. People are judging it as a red card because it's painful. You've got to look at intent. So we're sending players off now. It's not reckless. It's not reckless because it's not a tackle. It's an accident. And you can't send somebody off just because somebody gets hurt. Like, it's an accident. It's the most blatant accident I've seen. Gorilla says, well, it's karma for what they did to Liverpool last game. Well, I don't know about karma. I don't know how that works. But, you might have something there. So 10 minutes to go. Everton need a miracle to get back into this. Mark, what do you think our starting 11 will be against Arsenal? I feel like Ollie needs to see what Bruno, Pogba and Donny are like together, says Harris and Sunar. And also, Captain Phillips UK edition currently underway, says Daniel Eglinton. Who are your favourites to win the league now, Mark? Love the show, says Leon. And Liverpool. I'm not going to change my mind on Liverpool. And Martial FC says Digne knew exactly what he's doing. It's a red mark. Disgusting, mate. If you think that's... Look, we're going to disagree. Go with whatever you think. I've watched it back 3 times and he's not even looking at his bloody ankle. I'm telling you, when you're sprinting after somebody to put your foot on the back of their ankle when you're not even bloody looking, no. There's not even any point complaining. Premier have invested a lot of money into VAR tech and aren't going to take it away. It's a mockery, says Tyrannical. How many times have we said this, though? Is VAR the issue, or is it, as I said, the dickheads who are sat there bloody watching it? VAR is a computer. You know, put me on FIFA 20 against bloody Mini Minter on FIFA 20 and he'll beat me. That's nothing to do with the game. That's to do with me. So VAR is probably very good. It's just the prats who are sat there making the decisions from it. VAR doesn't say that's not a red card. Somebody watches it back on the replay and goes, nah, that's a red. You know, the problem isn't VAR, it's just used by prats. Pickford's tackle on Van der Beek was more reckless than that and he didn't even get a yellow last week, says Jordan Search. Exactly, it's the inconsistency, it's the stupidity. And that's, you know, VAR is meant to make things more consistent. And look, Liverpool fans have got every right to say, well, look, I'm glad he got a red card because Pickford did that to Van Dijk. Doesn't make it right, though, does it? Just makes you feel a sense of justice. But it's not right because, exactly, if Pickford's not getting any retrospective ban, but then Digne's getting a straight red for that, it's inconsistent. So the whole point of VAR is to surely bring about consistency. You know, you might not like Mane's offside, and I didn't, but if he's offside by a bloody ant's cock, then he's offside, isn't he? But the consistency on everything else, I don't think we're in a better situation as a football fan than we were before VAR, because VAR is not being used correctly and it's inconsistent decisions every day. It's like Ricky said on the fan cam yesterday. There was 2 penalties yesterday and none were given. Harry Maguire's, that was a penalty for Chelsea. Every United fan I've spoken to said, we're lucky that's a penalty. It said blatant penalty and they've got a VAR screen somewhere and they've gone, nah, nothing in it. I mean, that's idiocy. Absolute idiocy. But then the Rashford tackle, look, it's soft, but actually if that's outside the box, it's a foul. He kicks him after the ball's gone. So it's a penalty. So 2 penalties in a game yesterday. Look, the one United would have been very harsh, but actually when VAR looks at it, it should be given because it's a penalty. But Maguire's on Azpilicueta was a penalty. We had no penalties in that game yesterday. There definitely should have been at least one. It's inconsistent all the time. You don't, as a football fan, VAR does not benefit you at all because you do not know which way it's going to go. And what you should be able to do is you should be able to see something and go, VAR will review that and it won't be a penalty. Or VAR will review it and it will be a penalty. And what we now get is we see it on the screen and we go, well, yeah, that's a penalty. And then it's like, no, it's not. How? You know. Digne and Richarlison are suspended against Man United, says Ewan Black. Hippodrome says Rashford had kicked the ball away. Well, that's got nothing to do with it, mate. So if I go and play football next Sunday morning for my team and I kick the ball away and someone fouls me afterwards, you think it's not a foul? It's a foul. It's got nothing to do with whether Rashford kicks the ball away. It's a foul. There's nothing in the rules that say if you're out of control of the ball, someone can bloody break your leg. So, and I know they weren't trying to break Rashford's leg, but what I'm saying is there's also nothing in the rules about the volume of a tackle. So, look, I don't think it was a penalty on Rashford. I don't. But actually, when they reviewed it back, I was like, well, what's your justification for not giving it then? But it was 100% a penalty by Maguire on Azpilicueta. Everton might try and get that overturned. Yeah, they might do, actually. So Digne may not miss the Liverpool game, the United game. I'm not doing FIFA today, Meath. No. It's pretty obvious I'm not, really, because it's 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon and I'm doing a watch-along. But it's back tomorrow at... Might do a little bit earlier tomorrow. I might do like 3 o'clock tomorrow. And Hackwell's good comment this. He says, VAR are a bunch of prats, seem to pick which times they want to enforce it, almost like they have bets on one side to win. I don't think they have bets on people to win. I think it's a political animal, VAR. I think it's all dependent on what's happened the week before. And I think that the Pickford thing last week has meant that, and this always happens in English football, I don't know whether you know this, but when there's a big incident, the referees will have a brief to do something. And I think their brief is that this week, be really be harsh. Although they weren't in the Chelsea game, were they? So 5 minutes to go. Just watching it back again on the inconsistency in VAR, and look, as I said, it's nothing to do with bias because Chelsea should have had a penalty against my side yesterday. But what I was going to say is that Southampton, fantastic today. They've been absolutely superb today, and they totally and utterly deserve the win. Defensively brilliant, and yeah, just absolutely fantastic. They've not had loads of opportunities in the second half, but I think that their performance in their work rate and closing down the ball, Everton haven't had a sniff in this game. They absolutely haven't had a sniff in this game. So there you go. The only thing I'd say from Southampton is they maybe should have scored a couple of more in the second half, but I think they've just focused on their defending. Go Rangers says it's not a red card. No one can say that it is. Well, interestingly, there's a lot of people in the live comments who are saying that it should have been, and there are people on social media saying that it is. I don't know whether that's a vendetta or they've never played football in their lives, but look, it has split opinion. You've got to acknowledge that. But to me, I think the bigger picture is that the inconsistency in football that VAR is creating is just very, very hard to understand. As I said, another weekend where there's been numerous decisions that you just cannot fathom. But Everton haven't been very good today, and I don't think Everton were that good against Liverpool last week. I thought, Liverpool should have won that game. So, yes. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Sensational FC says that Traore's on the bench. Mate, my fantasy Premier League this weekend, I may as well just have a blank week. It's just shit. I've got Calvert-Lewin as captain, who's done sod all. I've got James Rodriguez, sod all. Bruno, sod all. Werner, sod all. Traore on the bench. Bamford on the bloody bench on my fantasy Premier League team, who actually had 17 points. So, yeah. Just disappointing. From a fantasy Premier League point of view. From a Premier League point of view, it's congested. Like, top of the league will still be Everton on 13 points after 6 games. So, you could have... as I said, for anybody who wants a bit of consistency... Sorry, any team that can find some consistency, they'll win the league. And look, it's probably going to be Liverpool. I think Liverpool have had a bit of a dodgy start, but I don't think it's going to take long for Liverpool to get into the groove. And I think when they do get in the groove, they're going to be very, very hard to stop, because lots of teams are beating lots of teams at the moment. And Southampton totally deserved the win today. Well, Munier says that. Well, who do you think is going to win the league? Because it's not going to be yellow card for Calvert-Lewin now. So 4 points become 2 as my captain. I don't see Man City winning the league. I think they're way too inconsistent, like last year. I don't think. I actually look. It's going to sound ridiculous. This is, but at the moment, Liverpool are still my favourites to win it, and I've just got a funny feeling about Spurs. I know it sounds crazy, but I just think Spurs have got a wealth of attacking talent. If you can stop them conceding goals, they're scoring goals for fun. If they can avoid a massive injury crisis, which sometimes Spurs do, I think that Spurs might shock people. But it's there to be won. I think that's why Chelsea fans are disappointed with last night, and United fans are disappointed. Not because we think we're going to win the league, but just because there's an opportunity to get up there and get into something this year. But nobody seems to be able to take it at the moment, because everyone's dropping points and not finding any consistency. But I still think Liverpool are favourites, as Robin Young says there. Yeah. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. I've enjoyed the watch along. It's been an interesting game. Lots of good chats. Redmond on a good run there. Redmond's been named man of the match here today. I would have given it to Danny Ings, to be honest. 2 assists, and he's looked good. Mark, good. A great weekend for Liverpool so far. Man United, Chelsea, City, Everton and Villa all drop points, as Eaton Strawn. Could be good for Arsenal as well if they win. I haven't seen the goals from Sheffield United versus Liverpool, so I don't know whether it was a controversial penalty or not. Leeds will run rings round United, says Lewis. Come back in December, let's see. United will be sorted by December. We'll have a proper 11 out, and but where do Everton go from here? Newcastle away next week, and then they're playing United. So Everton have been poor today. They have been poor today. I'm not doing Arsenal versus Leicester watch along. No, 2 reasons. 1, I'm doing the 8 o'clock show on the United Stand, and 2, I'm not paying 15 quid for that. No, I refuse to. I'll do it for United because I'm a United fan, but I'm not paying 15 quid for any other games. No way. I already pay for BT and Sky. I'm not paying to watch other games. Jack Jones says the penalty was never a penalty. It wasn't in the box and it wasn't a foul. And he's a Liverpool fan. Abdul Dean says, why are you pessimistic about United? We've got the perfect players. We've got the players to win the league with the wrong manager. Mate, where have you been for 10 years? In a coma. We've got a team to win the league suddenly. How have we done that then? Why have they not won it before? How have we suddenly got a team to win the title? We could make a whole show out of that comment. Come on the show tonight. I'd love to have a chat. Manchester United have got a team to win the league. They've just got the wrong manager. My God. The delusion is real. We've not got a team to win the league. I'm not saying it can't win the league, but that's not a team to win the league. Anyway, full time. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on video. Subscribe if you're new. We are going to be back with FIFA Career Mode tomorrow afternoon. Probably going to be more around lunchtime, actually. And we're going to do Burnley Spurs tomorrow night. How many points will Fulham get, says Jordan? Not many. Not many. I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Good watch along. And I hope you all have a good afternoon. And as I said, I'll be live on the United Stand at 8 o'clock with Ricky and Beth and Kev. Speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.